Hello everybody, it's Crafty Carol here again with another little video for you. Today I'm going to make another little fun fold card, and this card was originally made by Susan Campfield and she called it a WV card, and you'll see why as we get to make the card. So I've got all the pieces ready there to show you what we want. So first of all, we have this is the base card, and it's going to be 5.5 by 11. And we're going to score that on this long side, and so move the cutting blade well out of the way because we don't want to make any mistakes. And the first score we're going to make is at 1 3/4 on my trimmer here. So first score, and then we're going to double that, so we're going to go to 3.5. Again, I'm trying to be quite exact about where I score these things. 5 1/4. And finally at 7. So that's all the scoring we need. So we've got the 4 folds on that base card, and then while I've got the trimmer out, I also need, for the V bit, I need a piece that's 6 inches by 3 inches, and I'm going to score it at 3 inches. I'm doing this in inches because it's a lot easier. If you want to work out centimetres, feel free, but we start to get into halves and quarters of centimetres. So I've left the instructions just in inches because it's a lot easier. Susan Campfield is American, so they work in inches. So these are the bits we need. We just have to fold and burnish those. So the small piece, dead easy, we're just folding it in half and then just burnish the fold so it's nice. For this piece, these 4 folds, we're going to fold them as accordion folds. So the first one is going to go across like this. So when we're doing it, I want to make sure that these edges properly line up every time. So that's my first fold. So I'm burnishing that one. So the second fold is going to fold back on itself. So again, I want to check that these edges are properly lined up. Then we fold back this way again. So again, I'm checking, that my edges are fully lined up, which they are. And finally, the last piece folds back on itself again, like that. So you can now see why that is called a W and a V fold card, because this is how it's going to go together. But obviously we're going to decorate it first. So it's a really simple fold. If you wanted, you could put a small piece on there to write. I think we can see it. This is using the lovely, I should have explained the colours. This is one of the new in colours, Wild Wheat, which I haven't used so much so far, and it is rather nice. And I think you can see writing on there, so I'm not going to bother putting an extra piece. Or if you wanted, you could put a piece on the back to write a greeting. So totally up to you. There's various places. The other place, you could put it on the far side of your V. So there's lots of different places you could put an area to write on. So to decorate it, we need some strips. So I've cut all of these strips are the same size. These are 1.5 wide by 5 1/4 tall, sorry. 1.5 by 5 1/4, so each of them. So I've cut 2 pieces of this gorgeous, this is the Naturally Gilded, I think it's called, designer series paper, which is available. It's beautiful. It comes in 3 different colours, in this gold, in copper and in silver. It's just beautiful, just beautiful paper. So I thought the gold really nicely matched my Wild Wheat. So I've cut 2 more pieces of that, and I've also cut 2 layers to go onto my V piece. And these layers, the V is of course 3 by 3 on both sides. So these are 2 7/8 by 2 7/8. So we've got gold foil panels. And then my DSP to go on top of those is 2 3/4 by 2 3/4. So those are all the sizes and the bits you need. So the next bit is putting it all together. Oh, and I also cut 2 more pieces of these. I haven't decided which. I might use the hearts actually. This is the designer series paper, the in colour designer series paper. So I might use the hearts. Which way up are the hearts? They're very... They're upwards and downwards. So yeah, it doesn't really matter which way those go round, does it really? Yeah, I'll do it like that. So that's how I'm going to put these pieces on. You could do an extra panel for there, but that's right on the inside of the card. So personally, I haven't bothered. I'll show you as well cards made using different sweets because you can get very, very different looks for this card depending on what colours you use and what you use as your decoration for it. So I am just going to slide this on. That's my piece at the back. Then I'll have this piece on the front. So this Naturally Gifted Designer Series, but it's just lovely. I think it's $9.75, $9.50 or $9.75 for a pack, and you get 6 sheets. So it's very, very good value as well, which is nice. So there we have those 2 pieces. And then, yeah, I'm going to use the heart side, I think. So we'll glue the other side. I'm going to stick these in. So it's a really simple card to put together, but I do like a simple fun fold. And this is really one of the simpler fun folds. It is quite bulky, so beware of that, because postage wise you may end up paying large letter rates. But yeah, that's always a problem when you make nice cards. I don't know, it's so frustrating. I cannot decide which way up these hearts go. I think that's probably a good way up. So we'll have that one there and this one. It's which way up most of the hearts are, really. They vary. So we'll have that one that way up. There we go. So those are my panels stuck onto my card. That's how it goes together. So you see I have got a bit of a gap in the middle, but that doesn't matter to me. If you're writing, you could just write on, or you could actually do a slightly wider panel for there if you wanted. I don't know. I've just done it that way. So then we just have to stick these bits together. So this card, this is where you've got to just don't make a mistake, because normally when we have cards, of course, they're like that, but this one is going to go on the card like that. So that's the bit that's going to be on the front, and it's sort of opening, if you like, the wrong way round. So I'm just going to stick the foil on first, the gold foil pieces. So because I've cut them 2 7/8, I've only got 1/8 of an inch all round. So, or actually half of that all round. So nice narrow little edge, little layer, which is nice. And then I shall stick these pieces on top. Of course, the specialty papers, they don't have a back to them. Most of the printed papers do. The specialty papers don't. They're always just plain on the back. But I love these. And the base of these is very vanilla. It's not white. And I like that. Sometimes white can be a little bit too bright. So you could do this obviously with a very vanilla base card. Totally up to you. So that is basically the card made up. And we just have to stick this piece down. Now, the key is not to get the glue in the wrong place. So we want that bit to line up with the centre, and we're just going to put glue on the outside part of these 2 panels. So I think the easiest way is to actually use some tear and tape. So I'm going to use a couple of pieces of tear and tape so I can put those on the outside piece of each of these. My tear and tape feels funny. Okay. I think it might, so that's like a double piece. Oh, that's why it feels funny. It's like a double piece. Let me just sort that out. Okay, I can go there. Yep, it's a double piece. So I put this piece on this side. Oh my goodness. I don't know how that happened. That was odd. Right. So just want it on like the outside third, if you like, of this. I'm going to have to play jigsaws with bits of tear and tape, but it's okay. That's why it's so easy. That's why it's called tear and tape. So then we can take these layers off. And if you do make a mistake like I have there, and you can just fold the end bit back, it doesn't matter. If you have gone a little bit over with the tape, just fold it back and it's hidden. Lovely. These bits I didn't do quite so wide, so they don't go right to the very end. It doesn't really matter. So these are the bits I now stick on. So there's two ways of doing it. You can either put it flat like that and line up your centre and then press down, or the way I found was actually nicest, because it meant I could make sure I was getting this in the middle. So if we hold the card together and just place this piece where I want it behind, there, and then I can press that down, which sticks that piece down, fold that piece over, and then I know it's in the right place. So there's my card. Lovely. Might put a little strip of Very Vanilla there to write on. I can't decide. As I say, it's up to you. You could put a strip here instead, or here. You could put one on the back. So many options for this. So to finish off this card, you can see it is quite, just get rid of these bits as always. It is quite bulky to fit through an envelope. I think it might end up as a large letter one. So that's the only thing I would say for talking UK now, because the slots for the small stamps of, you know, for the ordinary stamps have got so small, it's ridiculous. So just to finish it off, I've already stamped and cut out, I've used the Stylish Shapes dies to cut out a happy birthday and a nothing fancy, just love. Bearing in mind, if I can't put this on with a dimensional, because that's going to be on the inside of the card, so I can't put a dimensional in there or it would stick out. I suppose I could just about, but I'm going to put that bit on flat. So there we have my inside one. As I say, this panel here, you could just have plain, because you could just have a piece that somebody, you could write a greeting on there, but I've decided to leave it like that. And then my happy birthday on the front, I think I am going to use some dimensionals for that, because I have some other decoration to go on and I want to be able to put it behind. I've only got my little tiny dimensionals. I need another pack out of the big ones, but they'll do. Two little tiny ones. We'll just hold it on. So take off the tops of those. And I'll have my happy birthday on the front panel. Hopefully straight. That's bad. Let's try that. That's better. There. So that's my card. Happy birthday, nothing fancy, just love. Using the Stylish Shapes dies. But I've also punched out of some gold foil some little leaves. This is the layering leaves punch, and it punches out these sort of flowery type shape, bud type shapes, and also the leaves. I just thought I'd use some of those to decorate it, because that's rather nice, I think. So we're going to put some of those behind there, and I might have some here actually as well, because I think that might look rather nice. So we'll have, I'm just going to put glue around the bottom, because obviously the bit of the leaf is going to stick out the top. Slide it in somewhere around my dimensional. There we go, and then stick the two bottom leaves down, and that bit can just float, which is nice. I have so yes, I'll have some at the bottom as well, just to balance. Ooh, don't come out, I want you in there. There we go. So I've got some leaves just top and bottom there. I'm going to use some of these. I think I want some showing here, so I might stick a couple of those on the back and then one on the front. So I might have those like that. Too much glue on there. Need to wipe that off later so it doesn't stick where I don't want it to. Just need a tiny bit on these. Whenever I want a tiny bit, my Tombow always brings out loads, of course. Life. There we go. Now I'm getting covered in glue. That's not good either. Always get covered in glue. So I've got a spare one. And the question is, should I put it here to make a line, which might be nice? I might. Don't know. No, I think I'll just have it on the front. So a couple more little dabs of glue. Got more on my fingers than on here, I think. We'll just have that one on the front as well. Stick down. There we go. So, hope you can see how quick and easy this lovely little WV fold card is. Thank you, Susan Campfield, for the idea, and I hope you really like that. So have a go at that one. It's rather nice. As I say, I might put a panel there to write on, or you could put one, I might put one on the back. Haven't decided, but there's that card. It looks very different if you do it, of course, in different colours. So here's one I did in my craft along this week using Pretty Peacock. And this uses the new punch. I can't remember what it's called. It's a pair of punches, but it's from the Merry Medley stamp set, the background to that and the sentiment on that. So that's that one. There I did stick a piece of white just so you've got somewhere to write, because obviously Pretty Peacock is a bit too dark to write on. Wild Wheat isn't. So that's those two. Or even go with a beautiful white one. This is one that my lovely team leader Gillian gave us to make. So we've used the Irresistible Blooms set. These are the Irresistible Blooms papers too. Irresistible Blooms for the papers for this, and also the dies that go with the Irresistible Blooms set. Instead of a strip of paper down the back, we've just cut out the die in white and put white on white. The front panel there is also white, just textured with an embossing folder. And here we just used 2 layers instead of gold foil, used soft sea foam, and then the Irresistible Blooms DSP for these panels and for the front panels here. And again, stylish shapes, and happy birthday, hooray, it's your day. So 3 different cards, all WV cards, looking very, very different. Put that one in the middle as that was the one we've made. So I hope you like the idea. I hope you go away and play with it and perhaps try your own decorations to them. Don't forget to decorate your envelopes, of course. If I'm doing a card like this, I probably wouldn't stamp the envelope because I haven't really used stamps in them. I use paper. So what I would do with these is use a piece of DSP over the flap of the envelope so that I've decorated it that way. Or I could punch out some leaves and put those on, whatever. So I hope you have a go at this set. It's really good fun. If you really like it, if you'd like any of the products, obviously you can shop with me in my shop via the website, craftycarolscards.co.uk, where you will also find the Craft Along blog with all the measurements in here if you didn't manage to take them down during the video. And you can also sign up for my emails so that you'll never miss anything. I hope to see you again soon. Thanks for joining me. Bye for now.